Yo, what's going on, people? So in today's episode, we got a new piece of gear. I'm going to be unboxing the Zoom P8 Podtrak Ultimate Workstation for podcasters, according to what it says right here. I'm going to just do a quick unboxing, a quick sound test. This isn't going to be a full review. I'm going to probably do a full review later on down the line when I get some more experience using this thing. But real quick, the reason why I actually chose to buy this in particular is because so it was either this or the Rode Podcaster or the Rode Podcaster 2. Now this was only $299. The Rode Podcaster 2 is like $600. That automatically, I didn't feel like paying that much for my first audio interface. And then between this and the Rode Podcaster 1, basically the thing that made me go with this here, it was actually cheaper as well. I don't remember how much the Rode Podcaster 1 cost, but I do know that this is said to have like more bass gain. I think it's like 70 decibels of gain. So for microphones like the SM7B and microphones that need a lot of gain to like work properly or work better, this is said to be better. Now, I was thinking about the fact that the Rode Podcaster has Bluetooth. This one doesn't, but you can actually buy a device for $50 to make it Bluetooth so you can monitor things on your phone. But anyway, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Like I said, this isn't a full review. I'm gonna just go ahead and unbox this thing real quick and do a sound test because it's Wednesday. I got a podcast on Friday that I'm gonna be having a a 3-person podcast. So gotta make sure I know how to use this thing, or else things might not turn out right. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. Okay, here we go. Let's get to it. Here we go. So bam, as you can see, it is pretty standard. We are creators. This is some sort of adapter of some sort. Looks like a power cable. We got the manual here. Let me get this out the way. And then boom, here is our device, the star of the show. This thing actually has a little bit of weight to it. Let's see what it looks like here. All right, bow. There we go. This is our audio interface and it is looking pretty sexy, Now, one thing about it, it's crazy because when you watch other reviews, people are like, oh, it's plastic, it's this and this, that. Like, I don't know what the Rode Podcaster feels like, but to me, this feels like a pretty sturdy, like well-built piece of equipment. Now, one thing that made me extra confident to go with the Zoom product here is because where is it at? My trusty, I don't know where it is. My trusty Zoom F3 here. Now, I love this thing. I do a lot of weddings. I hook this thing up to get that house audio. So, Zoom, as far as audio equipment, has never failed me. So that's one reason why I was very confident in going with the P8 here. So one thing that sticks out that was actually better for me and what I do, because I will be at least ideally doing like 4 people podcasts, but I could do up to like 5 or 6. Now this has 6 XLR inputs, as you can see right there. So if I'm doing more than 4, say if I want to have like another microphone, like say I want to hook up 4 podcast mics and have something like this, like, to kind of boom in the air as a backup, I can put that in my 5th slot. And also too, you can also plug up your cell phone. I know this is for the cell phone, so if I want to play music or play something through it, I can do that. And this one over here is the Bluetooth. That's where you plug the Bluetooth adapter into it. So like I said, not a full review, but pretty standard. On the right here, we have the headphone outs to each corresponding audio track. They are color coordinated, so each color corresponds with that same audio track. I believe this is the headphone or either the headphone volume to the to each input right here, also color coordinated. So I like that as well. I'm gonna need to get this thing plugged up and cut on. Down here, this right here is your output. This is how I would control the gain and the volume to the whatever source I want to output this thing to. Now, one selling point on this thing for me, which wasn't a big deal, but I felt it was pretty good, is see right here on the back right here, this thing takes full-sized SD card, so I can literally record, whatever audio straight to this, take that SD card out, put it right into my computer, and then boom, I don't have to worry about the little micro SD adapter and all that. And of course, we have our power on and off switch, this little port right here where the power cable goes, and this is the USB-C out port to plug into, like, say, my computer if I want to plug it to my computer, or have, you know, if I'm live streaming or something, want to use this as my audio interface, I can do that. And also, too, in addition to being able to power it with the power cable here, it also takes these batteries. Now, I'm going to get more into how long, you know, the battery life is, and if you're using a battery and all that stuff, and, you know, in the full review that's coming. But let's actually get this thing powered on so we can just kind of go through briefly some of these things, and then we're going to do a sound test. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is the main screen. This is what you're going to see when you're using this thing. And like I said, every single channel 1 through 6 color coordinated. So everything that corresponds, let's say this red is for channel 1, orange, so on and so forth. Now these little keys right here illuminated, you're able to put like custom sounds. And I think it actually comes with some pre-built sounds in here. I don't know how to use any of this stuff. I was just pushing the buttons. I see it blinking, but nothing's going on. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to control that. I see that this slider right here at least controls the volume to this. So I don't know, maybe I have to have on headphones to hear because it's clearly playing something. We're gonna have to figure this out because it's Wednesday and my podcast is on Friday. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm actually gonna switch over to, I'm gonna grab my Shure MV7, hook that up. So I'm gonna get off of this audio right here, this DJI mic, and I'm actually going to use this, you know, try to dial in some type of sound, try to record it. I'm gonna sync it up in the video and post. So I'll just let you know when the sound is coming from here. So I'm gonna kind of test this thing out for about 30 minutes, figure out these sound effects, and then I'm gonna show you what I got. Give me a second. All right, so we are currently recording through the Zoom Podtrak P8. I have my Shure MV7 right here. This is all synced up in post for what you're hearing right now. And I must say, in a little bit of time I just tested this thing, it really sounds good. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. So let me just show you a few things that I've learned right now. So as you know, I'm in number 1. This slider right here will increase the gain, increase or decrease the gain. So if I go all the way up, it goes loud. If I take it down, it goes all the way down right there. Then if I actually push this button right here and access the settings of this microphone in particular, there is a limiter and a low cut filter. The limiter will pretty much help me with controlling whether or not, preventing rather, the microphone from peaking. The low cut filter kind of does, don't give me the line. I know it has something to do with peaking and things like that. This actually is the same thing right there to control the gain. It's just touch screen instead of using the dial there. The tone right here, as you see, I have it set more to the bass, you know, bass and treble. I can, like, if I take it all the way over here, as you see, it's a little bit less, well, barely any bass. If I go here, it's more bass in my voice. Ideally, you probably would want to leave it in the middle, but I kind of like a little bit more bassier, dark type of sound. And also, too, with the de-esser here, I don't, again, exactly know what a de-esser does. It says make your voice sound professional. So let's see if we take it all the way back. As you can see, I don't know, something about it just lost a little bit more presence. When I put it on, it's more, you know, the audio just sounds, you know, better quality, professional, like they say, right? So yeah, and as far as the sound effects here, so like I said, this thing comes with 9 pre-built in sound effects, but the thing that's cool about that, so if I go back here and I actually click them, these are the sound effects in bank A. So there are 4 different banks, bank A, B, C, and D. So ideally what I can do is load in 36 different custom sounds, you know, that I can use, you know, sound effects, things like that. The sound effects that it comes with, which are all in bank A, these 9, let me cut this down if I'm a little loud. These 9 sound effects are kind of cheesy. I'll kind of go through them real quick. This says funky, kind of cheesy, piano. So one thing about it, for each sound effect I'm seeing, so you see how when I did the A, when I pressed it, I can stop it. I have to actually set that to loop. I think if you put it on one shot, it has to play all the way through. That's why when I played B, I couldn't stop it. It only, like, I think I could hit it and it keeps starting from the beginning. So it's different little things you can do. You can actually put it to, like, set it and you press it, then pause it. And then when you press it again, it picks off from where it paused at. different type of things. Hold, again, you can control the volume of the sound effect. And like I said, sound effects are a little cheesy, at least the ones that are preloaded in. But again, the good thing is that you can put your own custom sounds. I would assume the way to do that is put them on your SD card and somehow put them with each corresponding button. Again, 36 sound effects, that's pretty solid. That's a little DJ thing right there. Okay, let's hear some more of these little sound effects here. Rim shot, let me put it on hold. Let's see, cut this shit down a little bit. What's that I? Oh, so hold is that you have to hold it for the whole thing to play. That's what that is. So that's why F didn't play hold. Got you. So yeah, man, I'm definitely going to continue to test this thing out, learn how to dial it in. Now, one thing I did come across, one guy's review, he was making a big deal, which he still said that it's definitely a good product, but he was making a big deal about another thing I really don't understand about audio, which he said that this has like a 44.1 kilohertz versus like a standard 48 kilohertz. So if you are familiar with that, and that seems like, you know, something you may want to investigate, or it's a problem because apparently 44.1 is good for like audio podcasts, but it's not good for a video podcast. But if audio is like, you know, more important than video and it's good for audio podcasts and I can sync it with my video, I don't know. That's a way above my like audio understanding. But at the same time, it sounds good to me. It sounded good. You know, and the reviews that I watched, like I said, 6 XLR inputs. You can put in custom sounds. Of course, on Friday when I use this thing, I'm going to be able to listen to the host different voice to kind of dial in what's good for them, you know, adding bass and things like that. They're not going to have on headphones, but I'll be able to monitor everything. So yeah, man, that's just a quick overview of the Zoom Podtrak P8 audio interface system. I think that this thing is definitely going to make that podcast and future video podcasts that I have to do easier, because again, like setting up cameras and things like this is easy, especially when you don't have to like track people and you're, you know, it's just like a stationary shot. It's that daggone audio that will get you, especially with mic bleed. One more thing I want to touch on with this thing that I had set it when I first cut it on, and I would have to either figure out how the hell I even got to it. But there was a setting that I did with that said denoise, and I don't know, you're gonna have to forgive me because I won't be able to find it. Here it is. So when I press the on air button right here, this denoise little feature right here, when I saw another guy's video, what it did was anybody that's not talking, instead of like, as you see right here, like say I'm on number 1, I got 2 and 3 guests, you know, instead of having to like mute them, say if I'm in the background controlling things, what I can do is if I activate this denoise feature and I don't have anybody else here to talk to be able to test it, ideally what it does is it puts the inputs, like basically the inputs for people who's like not speaking directly into the microphone like I am right now. What it would do is it will like won't really pick up their audio at all. Because one thing that I do, and I know I'm kind of rambling, this is not supposed to be a full review, but one thing that I do when I'm doing these like video podcast type of things, especially when I'm using like these type of microphones, like the wireless microphones, there is a lot of mic bleed. And it drives me crazy because I'm kind of like a perfectionist when it comes to my editing. And what I do is like, I literally go through the entire video. Say if it's like an hour podcast, I go through the entire video and I make my video camera cuts, like my angle cuts where somebody's talking, I put it on them, go back to the main shot, go to the next person. Then I got to go through the whole video another time and cut out the points when, say, like somebody over here might be speaking loud and the person over here, they're getting that mic bleed. So, because if you just leave it in there, it sounds bad. It makes the other person who's actually talking audio sounds echoey and like noisy. So ideally, like I like to go through everything and remove that. And I'm not really too like spiffy with like Adobe Audition and like the noise gate and doing it like that. And why did they have to start doing that outside? So yeah, this video needs to end. But anyway, I'm rambling. I like this feature right here based on how I saw it used in the other person's video. So definitely something I'm gonna have activated for my podcast on Friday. And you know, once I use this thing for a couple shoots, I will do a full review on what I like about it and things like that. So I really hope you guys did find value in this video. I'm happy that this was very simple unboxing. Hope this sounds good to you. If you are in need of a machine like this, I'm not gonna just say buy it. Definitely check it out, weigh the pros and cons between this and the Rode Podcaster 1 and 2. If it's something that you wanna check it out, link is down in the description. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel for more filmmaking tips, tools, gear reviews, all things filmmaking. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later on. Peace out.